I'll be 33 in September, and I can tell you for a fact that I look much better than I did in the later part of my 20s, which is all thanks to following the self-care tips I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So in the year of the pandemic, March 2020 to be precise, I felt that my mental health was at stake, not because of anything mental, but because of the external pressures I felt from the people I had around me, who made it a point of duty to point out that I needed to lose weight. To be honest, I knew that I needed to lose weight because I could not look myself in the mirror for too long and be happy with what I was seeing. And what better way is there for you to be confident in yourself than looking in the mirror and saying, yes, I'm happy with what I'm seeing in the mirror. I'm happy with how I'm looking. But knowing this does not mean it is going to be a fun journey to start, because I was always convincing myself that I don't look too bad. I don't really have the time to start exercising now or incorporating exercise into my routine. And the usual stuff to just make myself, feel better. But deep down, I knew that things needed to change. I did not really like the way I looked, but I was just trying to convince myself otherwise. So when the lockdown happened and my usual routine was now disrupted because I did not really have to go to work as frequent as I usually did before now, I now took it as my opportunity to start taking the action that I've been postponing to improve my life, not only my mental and my physical health now, but also choosing other healthy habits that would ultimately change all aspects of my life, emotional, physical, recreational, spiritual and social. And so the journey to this self-care and self-improvement began for me at this point. This journey of self-care led to the discovery of these 10 simple self-care tips that I'm going to be sharing with you now in this video, because they transformed my life and I believe it can do the same for you. So first is to establish a routine. I know this is easier said than done, because we all lead busy lives that sometimes we find it hard to fit in any other thing into our lives, especially if you have a fixed schedule of having to go to work. For me now, I had to work 8 to 4, so fitting in exercise was not really easy to do. But because of the lockdown happened, I did not have to go to work, but then the only thing I had with me was the internet and my television. So I just basically downloaded all the videos I needed to help me start home workouts. Since nobody was really monitoring me, I had I could do 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Nobody was telling me that I was not doing well. So this gradually just establishing this routine of every day showing up to do something that I know that was going to be beneficial to me, even though the result was slow. But then knowing that I was doing something that was good for me, I started feeling better about myself. This is not even only about just exercising now, but creating a routine that will just give you a healthy, a balanced life, whereby you are also exercising, socializing, doing things that you ultimately just you are able to fit into your routine, but then brings you joy and gives you that fulfillment that you've achieved something for yourself. So establishing a routine will help you start feeling better about yourself, because now you will feel like you have your life together. Everything is organized and you can know when things are supposed to happen. But if you don't have a routine that you follow, you can find yourself easily procrastinating and not being able to do the things you need to do at the time you need to do them, because you say, okay, no, because you not really set a time for it, or you don't really have a routine in place, you are easy to go off track, and this can mess up your life basically. But now during this period was when I was able to start creating a routine for myself. Okay, I found out that if I wake up early in the morning, I find it easier to exercise than if I wait till in the evening. So this is all part of establishing a routine and doing the things in such a way that it will fit into the lifestyle you want for yourself. So the second one is to do something you love. This can be a hobby, simple things just as drinking coffee in the morning, or even visiting your loved ones. Doing something that brings you a sense of fulfillment and joy is very important. Don't allow anybody to tell you that you doing something that you find joy in doing. It can even be just as simple as sitting down and watching movies, and you just be laughing with yourself, but then that this thing just gives you that sense of joy. For me now, I love to drink coffee in the morning. I love to have this sense of as if I'm in Paris, that kind of vibe. But then even when I know that my environment does not really encourage that or make it easy for me. But just knowing that, okay, I just create this sense of, whatever I want. But because I'm doing something I love, I now just create this, scene in my mind. When I'm drinking coffee, I just, feel happy doing it. When I'm watching movie, basically doing the things I love, I find that I'm very happy doing them. So find that thing you really love doing. Don't follow something that somebody else has told you that you'll be happy doing, but you deep down, yourself. Find that thing out and follow it. You'll be more happy doing it. So next is having a good sleep. I know this is very easy to overlook, or sometimes we don't even have the time to sleep enough. It is recommended that we should sleep 7 to 9 hours, but in this day and time, nobody can tell me that they sleep up to 9 hours. Highest you can say you sleep is maybe 7-8 hours. But even at that, there are still people that struggle to sleep 5 hours, 6 hours. But knowing that a good night's sleep is essential for your overall well-being, it will be very good for you to start creating scenarios that will help you sleep better, or give you that sense of you need to sleep. And especially for me now, when I don't sleep very well, I feel it very much the next day. And I believe many people feel this, or you have something that you feel in your body that does not sit well because you did not really have a good night's sleep. So one way you can start to create scenarios that will help you to easily fall asleep. For me, I do two things. So one is either I put on this rain sound from YouTube, so I just turn it on, and I know that in 10 minutes time I'll start feeling sleepy. I just sleep off. Or the other one is to watch a very boring movie on my phone now, not on the TV, because when you're watching it on the TV, you find that you wouldn't really want to stand up from there unless your TV is in the same room as your bed, which you can just turn on a very boring movie and you can fall asleep while leaving the TV to start playing. But for me, who has different room for where my TV is, I try to do this on my bed with my phone. So once I play a very boring movie, I know deep down that this movie is boring, so that is my target. Once I play it, I know that in 10 minutes time I'll fall asleep. Because I know sleep is essential, I try my best to sleep at least 5 to 6 hours. Especially living in Lagos, you find that sleep is not it's very hard to sleep like a complete 7 hours, 9 hours in this city we live in, because it's the hustle and bustle. You have to wake up very early to beat the traffic. So many things you have to consider. So you now find yourself having 5 to 6 hours of sleep. But if you have good sleep, at least your overall well-being is being taken care of. You have it in mind. You try your best to have that time for sleeping and not overlooking it because you feel like you can do other things within that time. When your overall well-being is being taken care of, everything will start to fall in place for you and you'll be more energized to take on the next day's activities. So number 4 is loving yourself more than you love others. So this is not to encourage selfishness, but to encourage the importance of knowing that self-love and self-care is very important. It might sound very controversial or very selfish, but after I came to a point whereby I love myself much more than even my siblings, I found out that now I had more space to love others easily. So when you love others more than you love yourself, you find that you are spending, okay, take for example now, like money. You need to take care of your family, or you need to send money back home every now and then. But when you prioritize others' well-being above your own, you are not even happy doing what you are doing for others. But then because you feel it's a responsibility, you now do these things without joy. So over time you feel burnt out. You feel like nothing you are doing is really appreciated. You feel like you are doing too much, you're doing this, that. Even when the people you are giving appreciate it, but you don't seem to find joy in it because you've put others above yourself. But when I know that, okay, if I give somebody 10,000 naira, but I've spent 30,000 naira on myself, the joy is magnificent. Trust me, I know. Even not only about money now, in other aspects of things, I don't allow people to say because okay, I need to love you, that means that I will not love myself any less. Or because you feel like I need to be in a relationship with you and do some certain things, that now means that I will neglect the things I need to do for myself, or my values, or the things I know that I envision for myself. So Loving yourself would definitely make it easier for you to love others, not being selfish in general, but like just knowing that your own self is just as important as the next person you are giving your love to. So number 5 is to nourish your body. Like this includes eating healthy, exercising, taking care of your physical health. This is all important. And especially in our world of today, it is very hard for us to nourish our body very well. Okay, this might be easier for us living in this part of Africa because like maybe the foods we eat are on a healthier scale, but then there are people living in other parts of the world whereby the food they are eating is not like is more of processed foods. So you now find that like even you now have to take extra steps to like nourish your body. But when you have it at the back of your mind that your body, your soul, and your being has to work together for you to feel your best, knowing that the essence of self-care is you having like everything put together working perfectly, then you know the importance of nourishing your body. This is not just about food now. Everything has to work hand in hand. You hear them say like it is 20% food, 80% food, and 20% exercise. So having a good balance in nourishing your body, nourishing your soul, doing everything that you just bring yourself together and make you happy about yourself, you start to feel better about yourself. Like let's say you've been exercising because you decided okay you needed to lose weight, you start feeling better about yourself. You now find it easier to eat more healthy. Your mental health, your physical health, like everything just starts working together. You're now more happy with yourself. This is a good like essence of self-care. So having this at the back of your mind will definitely make you feel better about yourself, and at least you'll be a better version of yourself and show up like you need to. So number 6 is having work-life balance. So this one, it is very easy to get caught up in the work, hustle and bustle of work, that you forget that it is important to take care of yourself as well. This is the case for many of us, and especially in places where you don't have like a good work-life balance. Maybe because your schedule is there's no set schedule. Like maybe you can come to work around 6 and before you go home it's already 10. But just trying to create a situation whereby you have a balance in both work and outside work, you feel more better about yourself. We are talking about self-care tip. If you allow your work to control your whole life, at the end of the day you will not even feel happy eating the money you make from spending all your day at work. I've seen this trend now where people are saying like when I'm outside work, nothing work related should come to me, whether it is in form of text message, email, nothing. I'm not looking at anything about work till the next working hours. And that is the attitude many of us should have, especially when you work in an environment where it is not scheduled. Unlike myself, like I know that when I get to work at 8 o'clock, by 4 p.m I've zoomed out of work. So like that gives you like, it makes it easier for you to have a work-life balance. But then this is not the case for many people, because some people now have to work based on the schedule that their bosses have created for them, especially for private organizations. This is very hard, but just try to create a work-life balance that will make you find time to spend with your loved ones. You do things you love in your spare time. This will help you better take care of yourself, and it is an important essence of self-care. So I love this one so much, balancing the present with the future. So it is important that you live in the moment, but while also planning for your future. I can't stress this enough. Like I see many people living mostly in the future while they neglect the present. Let's use money for example. You find that many people save money for the future, but then they forget to enjoy the money in the present. See, nobody is saying you should not plan for your future. While you are planning for your future, have the present in mind. Like enjoy yourself, because nobody really knows what happens tomorrow. Like this, for example, like I had a colleague at work who just went for like a minor surgery but did not come back. This was a turning point in my life. Like it felt like a switch ticked off in my brain, because I now felt this woman was saving money to buy a house but neglecting the phone she was using, like was crap. But then she was having future plans, not knowing that the future was not certain. That's experience really shaped how I now look at life. While I'm planning for my future, I enjoy my present a lot. If I love to drink coffee in the morning, I'll wake up and sip my coffee as if there's no tomorrow. So like having a good balance between your future and your present will help you have, better self-care. You'll be more happy with yourself, and knowing that everything is taken care of, you'll be more happy in general. So setting boundaries to avoid stress. This could be as simple as saying no to things that they won't serve you, or things that could ultimately just cause you unnecessary stress. So in one of my videos I talked about how friendship and dealing with toxic friends, basically. I would love you to go and check out that video. But like this is one situation that can cause you unnecessary stress, because you are trying to keep up with friends that are just they are stressing you, but because you feel like people have created history together, memories together, you now feel like you can endure this stress. You find that you are not even happy in that situation you've kept yourself in. This is not only for friendship now, like so many situations that we create for ourselves that ultimately gives us stress, but we know that this thing is stressing us and it is even making you unhappy, but then you continue to do it because you feel like you can endure. From my experience, anything that causes me stress, I use scissors to cut it off because it is not worth it. Just live your life. Anything you have control over, put yourself in it. If you don't, although there are some things you obviously will not have control over, but the ones that you can cut off, cut it off. For your health, for your self-care, for your better mental health, your physical well-being, everything has to work well for you, and stress will disrupt this this balance we are trying to create for ourselves. So number 9 is taking breaks from social media and practicing mindfulness. You see, social media is a huge problem right now. Even as far back as in 2017, when I needed to write an exam, and then at that point I already had like laptop, tab, phones. But then I found out that if I keep these things with me, I am never going to pass my exam. I even wonder how the people of this year 2024 2023 are able to write exams while still having their gadgets with them, because for me I am easily distracted, and social media is a huge distraction to many of us. But to stay in the present and reduce your stress and ultimately achieve the things you want to achieve, you have to create time to take breaks from social media to focus on the things that you need to do to get to where you want to be in life. And it will even help you to stay in the present and be mindful of the things that are coming into your life. Because of so many informations on social media, sometimes we can lose track of the things we want for ourselves or what we even want our lives to be. It is a huge problem, but having this at the back of your mind, taking breaks and being mindful, practicing mindfulness will bring you ultimate joy, and overall well-being will be much more taken care of. So number 10 is practicing gratitude. This can help you stay positive, appreciate the good things that life has brought to you. It is very easy for us to compare ourselves to others, but when you think of the fact that like in many ways you are much more blessed than the person by your side, you will learn to practice gratitude. So for me, growing up, I never knew that okay, I could even get to a place where I will get a job, I'm now comfortable, I'm now planning towards my future, I'm now envisioning this lady that I want to be. So every day I find myself practicing gratitude because I never imagined that they were going to come in my life. In one way or the other, life just worked out for me. So on the other hand, there are people that are wishing for the things you have. If it's not health, money. There are people that are always waiting for something that you have. So it is important that you practice gratitude in your life. Every day you should be grateful. Like that you breathe air, that you're able to feed morning, afternoon, night, you should be grateful. When you decide to start applying these self-care tips in your life now, you will not only begin to feel better about yourself, you feel more balanced, energized and fulfilled, and begin to see positive changes in various aspects of your life, such as you have improved relationship, you'll be more productive, and overall well-being will be well taken care of. But naturally you will start commanding the attention and the respect that you've always craved for but you never had, because you've always felt like you were putting others before yourself. Because if you look at all the things we've just talked about now, you find out that you were basically putting others above yourself. This was the same for me, and after a period of thinking I was okay with who I was, I had to be honest with myself, deep down, and admit that there needed to be changes in my life for me to get closer to the person that I have envisioned for my future. So it's about putting yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a way that allows you to show up in a better version of yourself. And for the people around you, you start to feel them naturally appreciate you. So now that you found this new self-awareness and skills, you continue to integrate them little by little, practicing these things in your daily life, and set new goals for personal growth. And then recognize that self-care is an ongoing process, and committing to maintaining that progress. Trust me, this is not to say that it is going to be easy, because challenges will definitely come, but at least knowing that you've tried your best in the aspects you have control over, you will have no reason to regret how your life turns out at the end of the day. So this is all I have for you guys. I hope this video was informative to you, and I hope you start to take the steps towards self-care, because you can't be taking care of others and neglecting yourself and expect yourself to be happy. So for me, I was able to change my life from doing these 10 tips I've just shared with you, and I hope you start incorporating it in your life. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned to this channel, join the family, click that like button and subscribe, and bye bye.